Today I am going to explain about the universal relay torque equation and the distance relay. Okay, the equation can be used to describe the operation of any electrical relay by changing the signs of some of the terms or ignoring them extremely. Okay, this equation, universal relay torque equation, can be used to describe the operation of any electrical relay. Okay, by using that universal relay torque equation, we describe the operation of any electrical relays. Okay, this equation governs the application of all the types of relays. Okay, by using that equation, we determine the what are the applications are there, that all will be observed. Okay, this equations has variables and the constants. Okay, in the case of a universal relay equation, we are having the sum of variables and the constants. Okay, this universal relay torque equation explains the working of an electrical relay. Okay, by using this torque equation, we explain the working of an electrical relay. Okay, first coming to that, this universal torque equation explains the working of any electrical relay. Okay, that relay has a some arrangement of electromagnets. Normally, the electromagnetic relays are having the some arrangements are there. Okay, this electromagnet consists the current and voltage winding. In the previous classes, we discussed about the distance relay, differential relay, and overcurrent relays, and etc. In that, we are having the voltage and the current windings. Okay, this electromagnets relays consists of a voltage and current windings. The current through this winding produces the magnetic flux. When the current or short circuited fault current will be flowing through this current winding, then that current winding is passes through that winding, then we produce the magnetic flux. Okay, and the torque is produced by the interaction of the flux of the same winding. Okay, due to that magnetic flux and torque will be produced. Okay, that already we observed in the last class. Okay, of the same winding or between the fluxes of the both the windings. Okay, the torque developed by the current winding. We are having the two windings in the case of the electromagnetic relays. Okay, we are having the two windings in the case of the electromagnetic relays. Okay, what are the windings? That is current winding. First one is the current winding. Second one is the voltage winding. Okay, in that current winding, the torque will be produced due to the current flowing through that winding, or square of the current flowing that winding into K1, where K1 is the constant. K1 is the constant. Next one is the, we are having the voltage winding is there. When that current will be flowing through that voltage winding also, then the torque developed between the in the voltage winding. Okay, this torque is directly proportional or equal to the K1 into V square. The torque developed in the voltage winding is equal to the K1 V square. Next, the torque developed by the current winding is the K1 I square. The torque developed by the current winding is the K1 I square. The torque developed by the voltage winding is the K1 V square. If the current and the voltage windings are used, in the case of electromagnetic relays, we are using the current and the voltage windings. If the current and the voltage windings are used, the torque developed by the interaction between the two fluxes. Okay, that already we observed in the last class, that is overcurrent relays are the transient relays. In the case of that relays, we are having the two magnets, that is upper magnet and the lower magnet. Okay, in that we are having the one is connected to the CT and another is connected to the PT. Okay, due to the differences between that CT winding and PT winding, we are developing the torque. Okay, the torque is developed by the interaction of these two fluxes is given by the equation where theta is the angle between the V and the I. We are having the voltage winding and also current winding. Okay, both the theta is the angle between that of two windings, that means V and the I. Okay, and tau is the relay maximum torque angle and tau is the relay maximum torque angle. If the relay has a current, that means the short circuit or a fault current, the current and voltage and the torque angle, the torque will be developed, and it will be given as when the current will be flowing through the relay coil, then the current, voltage and torque angle, therefore the torque will be equal to the T is equal to K1 I square plus K2 V square, where K1 I square is the torque developed by the current winding, where K1 I square is the torque developed by the current winding. Next one is the K2 V square. K2 V square is the torque developed by the voltage winding. Next, K3 VI cos of theta minus tau. Okay, K3 VI cos of theta minus tau is it is the interactions between the two windings, then it will be produced K3 VI cos of theta minus tau. Okay, VI cos phi means the power. Okay, with the interaction of this current and voltages, we are developing this power. Then we are having another constant, that is K4. Okay, this is the universal relay torque equation. In that, the torque T is equal to the K1I square plus K2V square plus K3 VI cos of theta minus tau, where theta is the angle between the voltage and the current and tau is the relay maximum torque angle. Okay, the K1, K2, K3, K4 are the constants. K1, K2, K3, K4 are the constants. I square is the current flowing through the current winding. V is the voltage flowing through that voltage windings. Next, VI cos phi is the due to that current and voltages we are developing the power, that is VI cos of theta minus tau plus K4, where K1, K2, K3 are the relay constants. Okay, the electromagnet winding consists of a current and the voltage winding. The current through the winding produces the magnetic flux. Okay, and then the torque is produced due to that interaction of these two fluxes. Two fluxes, the torque will be produced. Okay, this is the universal relay torque equation T. Okay, in that T is equal to K1 I square. K1 I square means the torque developed by the current winding. Next one is the K2 V square. K2 V square is the torque developed by the voltage winding. Next one is the K3 VI cos of theta minus phi tau. This is the power that will be produced due to the voltage and the current, where theta is the angle between the V and the I and tau is the maximum torque angle and K4 is the another constant, where K1, K2, K3, K4 are the constants. Okay, where K1, K2, K3 are the tap settings are a constants of V and I. Okay, the K4 is the mechanical restraint due to the spring of gravity. Due to the spring of gravity, we are developing the K4 constant, that is mechanical restraint. Okay, the operating characteristics of all the types of relays are obtained by adding and subtraction of all other constants. Okay, by adding and subtraction of these all other constants, then we develop the torque in the case of the relay. Okay, this is the universal relay torque equation. Okay, by using this universal relay torque equation, is used to describe the operation of any electrical relays. Okay, by using this universal relay torque equation is used to describe the operation of any electrical relays. Okay, Okay, this equation gives the application of all the types of the relays. Okay, it consists of a variables and the constants. In the case of this universal relay torque equation, the constants are the K1, K2, K3, K4 are the constants, and variables are the IE, VE. I and the V. Okay, that these are the variables. Okay, by using this universal torque equation, we give the explanation about the relay, electromagnetic relays or electrical relays. For example, in overcurrent relays, the K2 and K3 is equal to 0. Why the K2 and K3 will be equal to 0 means that in that overcurrent relays there is no voltage winding. Okay, in that overcurrent relays there is no voltage winding, only we are having the current winding. Therefore the torque equation becomes, substitute this K2 K3 value equal to 0. K2 K3 value is equal to 0 in the case of a universal relay torque equation. Substitute K2 equal to 0 and K3 equal to 0. We obtain K1 I square plus K4. Okay, we obtain K1 I square plus K4. Okay, this is the overcurrent relay torque equation. T is equal to K1 I square minus K4. Why? Because we substitute K2, K3 equal to 0 means that in overcurrent relay there is no voltage winding. Okay, for that reason we substitute K2 and K3 is equal to 0. Then the torque equation for the overcurrent relay is T is equal to K1 I square minus K4. Okay, we substitute K2, K3 equal to 0 in the case of a universal relay torque equation. This is K2, this is K3. By substituting this K2, K3 equal to 0, then we obtain the K1 I square plus K2, K1 I square minus K4. Okay, this is the overcurrent relay torque equation. Okay, next, sorry, in the universal torque equation, we are obtaining the minus K4. Okay, this is the minus K4. Okay, this is minus K4. This is the universal relay torque equation. Universal relay torque equation. Okay, by using this universal relay torque equation, we obtain the voltage and we obtain the we obtain the performance of this relays. Okay, plus kadamma minus 4. This is the universal relay torque equation. Next one is the, for negative sign of the attributes to K4 becomes the spring produce the restraining torque. Okay, అందులో మన నెగటివ్ సైన్ ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటున్నాము అంటే రీస్ట్రైనింగ్ టార్క్ వల్ల నెగటివ్ సైన్ అనేది మనం రిప్రజెంట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఓకే, సిమిలర్లీ ఫర్ ద డైరెక్షనల్ రిలే K1 is equal to K2 equal to 0 and developing torque will be given as, okay, the developing torque will be given as, then substitute this K1 K2 equal to 0 in the case of a universal relay torque equation. Then we obtain the K3 VI cos of theta minus tau minus K4. Okay, this is the universal relay torque equation. Okay, by using this universal relay torque equation to describe the operation of any electrical relays. How we describe the any electrical relay operation means that suppose we are taking the overcurrent relay. In that overcurrent relay there is no voltage winding. Okay, that's why we are taking K2 K3 is equal to 0. Then substitute this K2 K3 equal to 0 in the universal relay torque equation. Then we obtain the K1 plus K1 I square plus K4. But K4 is taken as the minus that means that it is a negative restrained springing torque. Negative restrained spring torque. That's why we are taking as the minus K4. Okay, similarly in the case of a directional relay, the K1 and K2 is equal to 0. In the case of a directional relay, we substitute the K1 equal to K2 equal to 0. Okay, and the torque developed, it will be given as T is equal to K3 VI cos of theta minus tau and minus K4. While substituting the K1, K2 equal to 0 in the universal relay torque equation, K1, K2 will be replaced by 0, then it will be equal to K3 VI cos of theta minus tau plus K4. But K4 will be taken as the minus value, then and that means the negative sign attributes the spring producing the restraining torque. Negative sign attributes the spring producing the restraining torque. Okay, this is the overcurrent relay torque equation and this is the directional relay torque equation. Okay, this is the overcurrent relay torque equation and this is the directional relay torque equation. Okay, this is the equation for the universal relay torque equations. Okay, by using this universal relay torque equation, it gives the explain about the working of an electrical relay. Okay, by using this universal relay torque equation, we observe the working of that relay. Okay, the relay has an arrangement of the electromagnets. That means the electromagnets consists of a voltage and the current winding. Okay, the current flowing through that current winding produces the magnetic flux and the torque is produced by the interaction of the fluxes between the voltage and the current winding. Okay, the torque developed in the current winding is the K1 I square. Then the torque developed in the voltage winding is the K1 V square. Okay, then we write an as torque T equal to K1 I square plus K2 V square. K1 I square is the current torque developed in the current winding, torque developed in the voltage winding. Okay, due to that current and voltages, we are developing the power, that is K3 VI cos of theta minus tau. Okay, plus K4. In that K4 we are substituting the minus, that is the spring. Okay, by restraining spring action, therefore we substituting K4 is equal to the minus 4. Okay, suppose in the case of a overcurrent relay we substitute the K2 K3 is equal to 0 because of absence of the voltage winding. Okay, in the case of a overcurrent relay only we are using the upper magnet and the lower magnet. Okay, that already we explained in the last class, that is the transler relay also. In the transler relay we are having the upper and the lower magnets. Okay, due to the changes in the two shapes of the upper and the lower magnets, we are developing the some torque. But in some case of relays we are using the voltage winding and the current winding. Due to that voltage and current winding, we are developing the changes in the flux, therefore the torque will be produced. But in the case of a overcurrent relay only we are using the current winding. Okay, but in the case of a overcurrent relay only we are using the current winding. Okay, by using that current winding, the K2 K3 will be equal to 0. K2 is the voltage produced in the torque produced due to the voltage winding. Okay, if there is no voltage winding, that means there is no power also. Then the K2 K3 will be equal to 0. Next one is the directional relay. That in that directional relay only that relay will be operated depending upon the direction of a power. Okay, power means the only that will be in the third one, that is K3 VI cos theta minus tau. That's why the K1 and K2 is equal to 0. Okay, in the case of a directional relay, there is no current winding and there is no voltage winding. Only we are checking the power. Okay, what is the direction of that power? Then the relay will be operated. Depending upon the direction of a power, that relay will be operated. Okay, that's why in the case of a directional relay, the current constant, that is K1 is equal to K2 is equal to 0. There is no current and the voltage winding in the case of a directional relay. That's why only the directional relay will be the torque produced in the case of directional relay will be depending upon the direction of a power. Okay, in the universal torque equation, the power term is the third one. That's why we are writing the K3 VI cos of theta minus tau minus K4. Okay, by using this universal relay torque equation, we obtain or we write down the various relays torques. Okay, that is the two examples for the overcurrent relay and the directional relay. By using that universal torque equation, we write down the torque equation for that overcurrent relays, and also we write down the torque equation for that directional relays also. Okay, this is the universal relay torque equation. Next one is the distance relay. Next coming to the distance relay. First, what is meant by distance relay? Distance protection or the impedance relay. Okay, it is called as the impedance relay. Okay, this will be used for the protection of high R and extra high voltage transmission lines. Okay, this type of distance protection or the impedance relays are used in the very high or the extra high voltage transmission lines. Okay, in that distance relay, the flux depends upon the distance of the fault in the line. Okay, the flux depends upon the distance of the fault in the line. Okay, the relay operates depending upon the impedance between the points of the fault and the point where the relay is installed. Okay, this type of distance relay operates depending upon the impedance between the points of the fault. Okay, depending upon the impedance between the points of the faults and point where the relay is installed. Okay, these relays are known as the distance relays or the impedance relays. Okay, this type of relays are known as the distance relays or also impedance relays. Okay, as the ratio of voltage to the current is nothing but the impedance. Okay, what is the formula for that Z? It is the ratio of V to I. V by I is the impedance. So a distance relay is also known as the impedance relay. So the distance relay is also known as the impedance relay. Okay, as the ratio of voltage to the current is nothing but the impedance. Okay, so a distance relay is also known as the impedance relay. Okay, the operation of such relays depends upon the predetermined value of voltage and current. Okay, distance relay is also called as the impedance relay. What is meant by the impedance means that it is the ratio of current to the voltage. Okay, it is the ratio of voltage to the current. It is the ratio of voltage to the current is nothing but the impedance. Okay, this relay is also called as the impedance relay. Okay, the operation of such relay is depend upon the predetermined value of the voltage and current. Okay, the operation of this distance relay will be depending upon the predetermination of that impedance value. Predetermination of that impedance value or the voltage to the current ratio or the voltage to the current ratio. Okay, the ratio is nothing but the impedance. The voltage to the current ratio is nothing but the impedance. Okay, whose action is depends upon the distance of the relay is during the fault. Okay, the operation of the conventional overcurrent relays either the direction or a non-directional. Okay, these relays are having the directional or they are a non-directional. Okay, depending upon the magnitudes of a current or power in the protection circuits. Okay, whereas a distance protection relays operates on the principle of ratio of applied voltage to the current. Okay, impedance means that it is the ratio of voltage to the current. Okay, that's why the impedance relay is also called as the distance relay. Okay, the ratio is proportional to the distance along the line. Okay, and the relay that measures the distance is called as the distance protection relay. Okay, the relay that measures the distance is called as the distance protection relay. Okay, it is not unit type system of protection. Okay, the scheme shares, the single scheme provides both the primary and backup protection. By using this distance relay, we give the both primary and the backup protections. Okay, first, what is meant by the distance relay? It is also called as the impedance relay. It is also called as the impedance relay. What is meant by the impedance? It is the ratio of voltage to the current. Okay, it is the ratio of voltage to the current. Okay, these types of relays is depending upon the value of the impedance. Okay, this type of relay will be operated depending upon the value of the impedance or ratio of voltage to the current. Okay, it is also nothing but the impedance. Okay, the distance relay is also known as the impedance relay. Okay, this relay operation is depending upon the predetermined value of voltage to the current. That means the impedance. Okay, this distance relay will be operated on the basis of the impedance. On the basis of the impedance. Okay, the ratio of voltage to the current ratio, voltage to the current is known as the impedance. Okay, that action depends upon the distance of the feeding point to the fault. Okay, feeding point to the fault means the input or sending end to the fault. How much distance will be there, that will be measured. Within the distance only this type of relay will be protected. Okay, we already give the indication to that relay. Within that distance only this relay will be operated. Okay, this is the distance type of relay, or this is the operation of the distance type of relay. Okay, basically the distance relays are classified into three types. Okay, basically the distance relays are classified into three types. Okay, that is impedance relay, reactance relay, admittance are the more relay. Okay, basically the distance relays are divided into three types. That is, first one is the impedance relay, next one is the reactance relay, next third one is the admittance are the more relay. In that first one is the impedance relay. Okay, in that first one is the impedance relay. Okay, అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా నవీన్? గౌరీ
అర్థమవుతుంది మేడం. అర్థమవుతుంది మేడం.
అర్థమవుతుందా?
అవుతుంది మేడం.
Okay, basically the distance relays are divided into three types. That is impedance relay, reactance relay, and next one is the admittance are the more relays. Next one is the admittance are the more relays. Okay, in that first one is the impedance relay. Okay, in that first one is the impedance relay. First, what is meant by the impedance? Impedance is measures the impedance of the line at the relay location. It measures the impedance of the relay at the relay location. Okay, it works on the, or it works depends on the distance between the impedance of the faulted section. Okay, the impedance relay is works, that impedance relay is works depends on the distance between the impedance of the faulty section and the position on which the relay installed, and the position the relay is installed is known as the impedance relay. Okay, it works depends on the distance between the impedance of the faulty section and the position where the relay will be located. Okay, when a fault occurs in the protected line section, the measured impedance is the impedance of the line section. If any faults will be obtained within this protective system or protected section, the measured impedance is the impedance of the line section between the relay location. Okay, it is a voltage control equipment. The impedance relay is a voltage control equipment. Okay, the relay measures the impedance of a faulty point. Okay, the impedance relay measures the faulty point. Okay, if the impedance is less than the impedance of the relay setting, we already said the impedance value in that relay, that set value will be compared by the coming impedance value. If the impedance is less than the impedance of the relay setting, it gives the tripping command to the circuit breaker for closing their contacts. Okay, if the impedance is less than the impedance of the relay settings, okay, that means మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం అంటే ఇంపిడెన్స్ రిలేలో ఆల్రెడీ ఒక సెట్ వాల్యూ అనేది సెట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఇంపిడెన్స్ వాల్యూ అనేది సెట్ చేస్తాం. ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి ఫాల్ట్ అనేది అప్టైండ్ అయిందో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందో ఆ రిలే అనేది ఇంపిడెన్స్ ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకుంటది. ఆ ఇంపిడెన్స్ ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకొని మనం సెట్ చేసిన వాల్యూ కన్నా ఎక్కువ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈ రిలే అనేది ఆపరేట్ అయ్యి సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ కి ఇండికేషన్ ఇచ్చేటట్టు మనం డిజైన్ చేసుకుంటాం ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ రిలేస్ ని. ఓకే, మనం ఆల్రెడీ ఒక ఇంపిడెన్స్ వాల్యూని ఇన్బిల్ట్ గా రిలేలో సెట్ చేసి పెట్టుకుంటాము. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఫాల్ట్ అనేది అప్టెండ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఆ రిలే ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఇంపిడెన్స్ అనేది క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకొని మనం సెట్ చేసిన వాల్యూతో అది ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటుంది. మనం సెట్ చేసిన వాల్యూతో అది కంపేర్ చేసుకొని అప్పుడు మనకి రిలే అనేది ఆపరేషన్ అయ్యేటట్టు చేస్తుంది. Okay, the impedance of the relay settings, it gives the tripping command to the circuit breaker for closing their contacts. Okay, if the ratio of voltage and current is less than the relay, if the ratio of voltage and current is less than the relay starts operating. Okay, then the relay starts operating. In that case only the circuit breaker will be operated. Okay, next, this is the impedance relay diagram. This is the impedance relay diagram. This is the distance. OF is the relay location. OF is the relay location, and this is the faulted location, and this is the transmission line. Okay, in that we are connecting the one CT. Okay, OF is the distance along the line between the relay location and the faulted location. OF is the distance along the line between the relay location and the faulted location also. Okay, the voltage drop along the OF and the current I flowing through the line and takes measured by the relay. Okay, in that OF line, in that OF distance, we are calculating the voltage drop and the current flowing through the line, and then we measure that voltage drop and current flowing through the line. Then we calculate the ratio of V to I in that particular OF line. Then compare that impedance value is with the setting value. After that relay will be operated. Okay, in the normal operating condition, the value of the line voltage is more than the current. Okay, the value of line voltage is more than the current. But when the fault occurs on the line, the magnitude of the current rises and the voltage becomes less. But any faults will be obtained in that line, the magnitudes of the current increases and becomes voltage will be less. Okay, the impedance of the line is more than the impedance of the faulty section. Okay, the impedance of the line is represented by the radius of the circle, and the phase angle between the x and r axis represents the position of the line vector. Okay, this is the one diagram for that observation of this impedance relay. In that, this is the transmission line. In the transmission line, we are connecting the one CT and the one PT. Okay, this is the relay location. In that inbuilt, we are setting the impedance value also. If suppose a fault will be obtained in this case, in that case we check the ratio of voltage to the current or the impedance value, and then compare the setting impedance value. If the impedance value is greater than the setting impedance value, then automatically the relay will be operated, and then the relay will be giving a tripping signal. In that case, if under short circuited condition or faulted condition, the voltage will be dropped. The voltage will be dropped. Okay, the impedance of the line is more than the faulty section. Okay, the impedance of the line is more than the faulty section. Under normal operating condition, the value of the line voltage is more than the current. Okay, this is the line voltage. At the under normal operating condition means the no fault condition. In this, the voltage will be more than the current. If the voltage will be more than the current, then if faults will be increases, in that case that voltage is fall down due to the reduction increases in the magnitudes of the current. Suppose the current will be increases, that means short circuits are obtained in this distance, for particular protective zone, then automatically that voltage, the currents will be increased, the magnitudes of that currents will be increased. Suppose the magnitudes of current increased, automatically that voltage will be reduced. That voltage will be reduced like this. Okay, in that case, the relay will indicate the tripping signal or tripping command to the circuit breakers. Okay, here we are using the balanced beam type of relays. Here we are using the balanced type of relays. Okay, it is used as a impedance relay. It is used as a impedance relay. Okay, the CTs and PTs are energized by this circuit. This is the CT and this is the PT. The CT and PTs are energized by the current and the voltage of the circuit to be protected. Okay, it has a fixed beam and two electromagnets. It has a fixed beam. This is the fixed beam and two electromagnets. Okay, one electromagnet is connected to the PT and another electromagnet is connected to the CT. One electromagnet is energized by the voltage of zone through the PT and other energized by the current CT. Another energized by the CT. Okay, under no fault condition. No fault condition means there is no fault obtained in the relay near the protective zone. The pull due to the voltage element will be more than pull due to the current element, and tripping circuit remains open. The pull due to the voltage element is more than the pull due to the current element, and in that case the tripping circuit does not closes. Okay, since this type of relay operates based upon the impedance of the circuit. Okay, this type of relays is operated based upon the ratio of voltage to the current. Okay, which is in turn depends upon the distance of the fault from the relay location. It is called as the distance relay. Okay, in the operating characteristics of an okay, this is the balanced beam type of electromagnetic relays. One electromagnet is energized by this voltage coil or the potential coil. The another electromagnet that is energized by this CT. Okay, or the current transformer. Under no fault condition, the pull due to the voltage element will be more than the pull due to the current element. Under normal operating condition, the pull due to the voltage element is more than the current element. Okay, in this condition the relay does not operated. Okay, then this condition the relay does not operated, that means the tripping circuit does not closed. Okay, since in this type of relay operation based on the impedance of the circuit and which in turns depends upon the distance of the fault, therefore this type of impedance relay is depending upon the distance between the fault. Distance అనేది మనకి తక్కువ ఉంటే faulted condition ఉంది, fault అనేది అప్టైండ్ అయిన దానికి మనకున్న లైన్ కి డిస్టెన్స్ అనేది తక్కువ ఉంటే అక్కడ మనకి రిలే అనేది ఆపరేట్ అవుతుందమ్మా. అలా కాకుండా చాలా దూరంలో ఫాల్ట్ అనేది అప్టైండ్ అయితే అప్పుడు రిలే మనకి ఆపరేట్ అవ్వదు. ఎందుకు ఆపరేట్ అవ్వదు అంటే ఆ ఫాల్టెడ్ వల్ల, ఆ ఫాల్ట్ కండిషన్ వల్ల మనకి లైన్ కానీ అక్కడ ఉన్న ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ కానీ డ్యామేజ్ అవ్వవు. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ రీజన్ ఫర్ ద సెలెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ డిస్టెన్స్ రిలే. ఫాల్ట్స్ అనేవి చాలా దూరంగా అప్టైండ్ అయినప్పుడు మనకి దాని వల్ల డిశ్చార్జ్ అయ్యే షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్ కరెంట్స్, వాటి వల్ల ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయ్యే హీట్ అవన్నీ కూడా మనకి చాలా తక్కువ ఎఫెక్ట్ చూపిస్తాయి. కాబట్టి డిపెండింగ్ అపాన్ ద డిస్టెన్స్, ఫాల్టెడ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ని బట్టి మనకి రిలే ఆపరేట్ అయ్యేటట్టు మనం డిజైన్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఓకే, ఆ డిస్టెన్స్ ని మనం ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాము అంటే ఇంపిడెన్స్ ని బట్టి క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, ఆ ఇంపిడెన్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇట్ ఈస్ ద రేషియో ఆఫ్ వోల్టేజ్ టు ద కరెంట్. ఓకే, దాన్ని బట్టి మనం ఆల్రెడీ ఒక ఇంపిడెన్స్ వాల్యూని సెట్ చేసుకొని దాన్ని బట్టి రిలే అనేది ఆపరేట్ అయితే ఆ సెట్ వాల్యూకి మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసిన వాల్యూకి మనకి కంపారిజన్ అనేది చేసుకుంటాం. ఓకే, మనం సెట్ చేసిన వాల్యూ కన్నా మనకి అప్టెండ్ అయిన వాల్యూ అనేది ఫాల్ట్ సర్క్యూట్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు అప్టెండ్ అయిన వాల్యూ ఎక్కువ ఉంది అంటే ఏంటి, అటువంటి కండిషన్ లోనే మనకి రిలే అనేది ఆపరేట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, ఫర్ ఇన్ దట్ okay, the operating characteristics of an impedance of the circuit is compared with the voltage at a relay location. Okay, next one, the current produced a positive torque called the operating torque. Okay, and the voltage produced a negative torque called as the restraining torque. Okay, in that we are having the current coil and the voltage coil. In the case of a impedance relay, the voltage, the current produced by the positive torque, due to that current some torque will be produced, that is K1 I square, that is the positive torque. That positive torque is called as the operating torque. Okay, and the voltage produced a negative torque, that torque is called as the restraining torque. Okay, that's why we represent the minus symbol in the negative voltage torque. Okay, the voltage torque produced by this voltage winding, that will be represented by minus negative torque, that is called as the restraining torque. Okay, negative torque means the restraining torque, that's why we represent the minus K2 V square. K1 I square is the torque produced due to the current winding, that is the positive torque, it is called as the operating torque. Okay, it is called as the operating torque. Next, K2 V square is the negative torque that will be produced due to the voltage, due to the voltage or voltage winding or the PT. Okay, that is the negative torque, that means it is called as the restraining torque, that's why we represent the minus symbol. Okay, then K3 is the mechanical constant, due to the spring it will be uptime, that will be represented by K3. Okay, this equation for the operating torque of an electromagnetic relay. Okay, this is the torque equation for the operation of a this type of impedance relay. Okay, K1 I square is the current torque developed by the current coil, that is the operating torque or a positive torque. Next, K2 V square is the torque produced by the voltage coil, that is the negative torque, that is called as the restraining torque. Negative torque, that is called as the restraining torque. Next, K3 is the spring constant, and that is the spring constants. Okay, where K1, K2, K3 are the constants. Okay, K1 being the torque due to the control spring effect. K3 is being the torque due to the control spring effect. Okay, neglect the effect of spring used. Okay, we neglect the effect of that spring, which will be very small. The K3 value will be very small, that's why the torque equation can be replaced by torque T equal to K1 I square minus K2 V square. Therefore, the torque T is equal to the K1 I square minus K2 V square. Okay, for the operation of the relay, the following condition should be K1 I square is greater than K2 V square, or K2 V square is less than the K1 I square. That is the torque produced due to the current winding is greater than the torque produced due to the voltage winding. K1 I square means the V2 by I square is less than the K1 by K2, is less than the K1 by K2. Then V by I is less than the K, where K is the constant. Okay, the ratio of V by E is called as the Z. Okay, the ratio of V by I is called as the Z, where Z is less than the K. The next one is the operating characteristics of an impedance relay, that is the VI characteristics and an RX diagram. Okay, this is the operating characteristics of this impedance relay. Okay, that characteristics will be drawn in between the voltage and the current. Okay, the operating characteristics will be drawn in between the voltage and the current. Okay, this is the voltage and this is the current. While drawing these characteristics, then we obtain this is the operating characteristics of the relay. In that we are having, this is the positive torque region and this is the negative torque region. Okay, this positive torque region will be developed due to the current winding, due to the current winding. Okay, the negative torque region, this is the negative torque region. This negative torque region will be developed due to the voltage winding, is developed due to the voltage winding. Okay, this is the operating characteristics of a impedance relay. Operating characteristics means that the graph will be drawn in between the voltage and the current. Okay, and then we draw that graph, that will be, that is the operating characteristics. In that operating characteristics, we are having the two regions, that is positive. First one is the positive torque region, next one is the negative torque region. Okay, the positive torque region is produced due to the torque developed by the current winding, and negative torque region is produced due to the torque developed by the voltage winding. Okay, that is the VI characteristics of that impedance relay. Okay, in the reactance relay, the operating torque is obtained from the current and the restraining torque. Okay, in this relay, the operating, in the reactance relay, the operating torque is obtained from the current and the restraining torque. Okay, and this type of relay is a high speed relay. Okay, the reactance relay is the high speed relay. Okay, it consists of a 2 units and overcurrent element developing the positive torque and a current and a current. Okay, negative voltage directional element which is either aids or opposite. Okay, the reactance relay operating torque is obtained from the current and the restraining torque. Okay, by the current and the voltage of a directional element. Okay, this implies the reactance relay is an overcurrent relay with directional restraint. Okay, we already observed the overcurrent relay in the previous class and also directional relay. In both combinations we are operating this reactance relay. Okay, the directional element is so designed to give a maximum torque angle 90 degrees. The directional relay is designed to give a torque angle is the maximum torque angle is the 90 degrees. Okay, this is the RX diagram for that relay, that is the RX diagram, resistance and the reactance diagram. While taking the resistance and the reactance diagram in that graph, that is Z is equal to K. Okay, this region is called as the tripping region. In that region only the circuit breaker, the relay coil gives the indication to the circuit breaker, and this is the blocking region. This is the blocking region. Okay, in that case only that relay will be gives the tripping command. This is the faulted condition. Okay, this is the faulted condition. Okay, the operating characteristics of the reactance. This is the operating time and a distance. While drawing the operating time to the distance, the graph will be shown like this. Okay, next one is the reactance relay. Next one is the reactance relay. Okay, this relay operates on the basis of the, sorry Ammi, this is the RX diagram for the impedance relay. Okay, this is the RX diagram for the impedance relay. Okay, next reactance relay. The reactant relay operates on the torque produced by the relay coil. Okay, this relay is a high speed relay. Okay, it consists of two units. One is the overcurrent element and developed by the positive torque current, and negative directional element which either in the opposite direction. Okay, which is either in the opposite direction. Therefore, the universal torque equation T is equal to K1I square plus K2V square plus K3VI cos of theta minus tau plus K4. Okay, this is the universal torque equation. Okay, in that case of reactance relay, putting K2 is equal to 0. Putting K2 equal to 0 means that there is no voltage coil and the spring constant, and then tau is equal to 90 degrees. Why? Because we are taking the tau is equal to 90 degrees means that the directional element is so designed to maximum torque angle is the 90 degrees. In that case of reactance relay, the directional element is designed for the angle of the 90 degrees. That's why it represents the tau is equal to 90, tau is equal to 90 degrees, and putting the voltage will be equal to the 0. Okay, the negative voltage directional element that will be equal to the 0. Then the torque T equal to the K1 I square. Sorry, I square is K1 K1 I square. Okay, this is the K1 I square. This is for K1 I square. K1 I square minus K3 VI cos of theta minus tau. And 90 tau is equal to 90, same as that of K2 I square K3 VI sin theta. Okay. Next, for the operation of that relay, tau is greater than 0, then K2 I square, K2 I square minus K3 VI sin theta. Okay, that will be greater than to 0. Therefore, VI sin theta by I2 is less than the K1 by K2. Then taking the V by I ratio, that is the V by I ratio. Then I square lo 1 I cancel పోతే by I ఒకటే మిగులుతుంది. ఇది కూడా I square. I square లో 1 I cancel పోతే ఇంక రిమైనింగ్ I మిగులుతుంది. Then V by I into sin theta is less than K1 K2. Okay, first entity K2 I square is greater than K3 VI sin theta. Okay, ఇందులో మనకి ఏంటి VI sin theta by I square. ఈ I square ని ఇక్కడే పెట్టుకొని that will be less than K1 by K2. కాన్స్టెంట్స్ ని అటు సైడ్ పంపించాము. Then I square అంటే I square లో నుంచి ఒక I క్యాన్సిల్ పోతే then V by I sin theta. Okay, I square లో నుంచి ఒక I క్యాన్సిల్ పోతే V by I sin theta is less than the K1 by K2. Okay, is less than the K1 by K2. Okay, but Z is equal to V by I. We already impedance is Z is equal to the V by I. Okay, V by I means it is replaced by the Z, then Z sin theta is less than K1 by K2. Okay, Z sin theta is less than K1 by K2, that equal to constant. Okay, that is equal to constant. Therefore, X is less than K1 by K2. Okay, first change చేస్తున్నాం మనం K2 I2 minus K3 VI sin theta. ఇక్కడ ఏముంది మనకి k2 I square minus k3 vi sin theta. ఓకే, cos theta minus 90 అంటే ఏం తీసుకుంటున్నా, sin theta. సేమ్ ఇదే రాసుకున్నాము. దాన్ని ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, k2 I square minus k3 vi sin theta is greater than 0 గా రాసుకుంటున్నాం. ఓకే, k2 I square is greater than the k3 vi sin theta. ఇప్పుడు కాన్స్టెంట్స్ ని ఇంకో సైడ్ తీసుకెళ్తే vi sin theta by I square is less than k1 by k2. ఓకే, I square లో నుంచి ఒక i క్యాన్సిల్ పోతే v by i sin theta is less than k1 by k2. Okay, but z equal to the v by I, then substitute this v by I replaced by z, then z sin theta is less than k1 by k2. Okay, that is equal to the constant. Okay, so x is less than the k1 by k2, therefore the x is less than the k1 by k2. Okay, the x means the reactance. Okay, therefore for the operation of that relay, the reactance x seen by the relay should be less than the setting value. Okay, the characteristics of the reactance relay is shown in figure. Okay, this is the Rx diagram for this reactance, and this is the Rx diagram for the impedance relay. Okay, this is the Rx diagram for the impedance relay. This is the first impedance relay Rx diagram. Next one is the, this is the Rx diagram for this reactance relay. Okay, in that this is the total operating zone. The x is constant at this line, and the characteristics of this reactance relay is shown in figure. Okay, this is the x and positive x region, and this is the negative x region, same as that of negative resistance and positive resistance. This is the impedance Z, that is the ratio of V by I. Okay, the angle between this Z and the R is the theta. Okay, this is the x is the constant line. This is the x constant line. Okay, in that case, the characteristic shows that the resistance component of the impedance has no consequence of the work. Okay, the point below the operating characteristics is called as the positive torque region. Okay, this is the positive torque region. The point below the operating characteristics is called as the positive torque region. Okay, in this region only the relay will be operated. Out of this region the relay does not operated. Okay, resistance and reactance gani diagram draw cheste daniki మనం ఇలా డ్రా చేస్తాం. Okay, this is the positive torque region and this is the negative torque region. In this positive torque region only that relay will be operated. Next, last one is the admittance relay. Okay, in that case the last one is the admittance relay. Okay, this is the admittance relay. First, the admittance relay is the most commonly used type of distance relay. Okay, the admittance relay is the most common type of distance relay. We are using the admittance type of relay. Okay, its characteristics passes through the origin of the Rx diagram. Okay, its characteristics is passes through the origin of the Rx diagram. That admittance relay is also called as the Moore relay. Okay, the admittance relay is also called as the Moore relay. Okay, a Moore relay measures a components of the admittance. A Moore relay is measures a components of the admittance that is less than theta. Okay, but its characteristics when is plotted on the impedance diagram, that means the Rx diagram is a circle passing through the origin. Okay, while drawing these characteristics, while observing these characteristics, it is a circle passing through the origin. The circle passing through the origin. Okay, it is a directional relay as it detects the faults only in the forward direction. As detects the faults only in the forward direction. These types of relays are called as the Moore relay. Okay, in the Moore relay, the operating torque is obtained by the VI element and restraining torque by the voltage element. Okay, this Moore relay is the voltage restrained directional relay. Okay, the admittance type of relay is the voltage restrained directional relay. We already know about the universal relay torque equation, that is torque T equal to k1 I square plus k2 v square plus k3 vi cos of theta minus tau plus k4. Okay, while putting the k1 equal to 0 and k2 equal to -1 and k4 equal to 0, we get the torque equation, that is k3 vi cos of theta minus tau minus k2 v square. Okay, for the relay operation, t is greater than the 0, then k3 vi cos of theta minus t minus k2 v square is greater than the 0. The torque is greater than the 0. Okay, then the torque equation will be greater than the 0. Then we replace that constants into in this side, then k3 vi cos of theta minus tau is greater than k2 v square. Okay, then it will be written as v2 by vi, sorry, it is the v square, v square by vi. Okay, it is also v square by vi, v2 కాదు, v square by vi less than k3 cos of theta minus tau by k3. Okay, next v by I is less than the k3 by k2, k2 ని తీసుకొచ్చాం, k3 by k2 cos of theta minus tau. Okay, where v square and v cancel. Okay, in that case v square and v cancel, then we obtain the v by I. V by I is less than the k3 by k2 cos of theta minus tau, where z is equal to the v by I, so z is less than k3 by k2. Okay, so z is less than k3 by k2 cos of theta minus tau. Okay, okay, this is the operating characteristics of a Moore relay. Okay, the operating characteristics of this relay while drawn in the RX diagram, that will be circle passing through the origin. Okay, this is the circle passing through the origin. In this case only, this is the positive torque region. In that case only that relay will be operated. We can drawn by using this relation, z is less than k3 by k2 cos of theta minus tau. Okay, by using this relation we draw the resistance and the reactance diagrams. Okay, this is the distance type of relays. అర్థమైందమ్మా?